Yeah, out here, out here taking it extra easy. Strength beads. What's going on, y'all? Joey Digital out here working a little bit, getting some work in. I am gearing up to drop this new website that I got going on. It's in the building stage right now, but it is live. Y'all can definitely check it out. It is in my community page where I have a few of my services. I am going to be adding the rest of my services up there between tonight and tomorrow. Right now, I'm just fine tuning everything. So yeah, man, I'm here. Thanks, what's going on? What's going on? I'll be in touch. How you doing today? What is good? What is good? Good to see you. And keep up the great work with your work as well. Yeah, I am. I am actually just getting done. Actually, just getting done. As I was saying earlier, just got done with some of the aspects that I want to implement on the website, and I actually have a lot more that I want to add. A lot more that I want to add. A lot more that I actually am going to add. I'm going to do tonight. But right now, I love the way it looks, and you know me, man. I love learning how to do things from scratch. Like it's something about taking nothing and making something out of it, you know. So I'm on that whole wave right there. Um, you know, super inspired, super motivated as far as really getting everything going with that. Very excited about that. Yeah, and also too, I just want to say, I mean, look at it out here. I keep turning my volume down. I hope y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Let me know in the comment section because y'all know I just be going in. Actually, I'm using my phone and I think I'm turning my volume down. So let me know. Yeah, look at it out here. I'm out here nice and quiet. It's like it's a little bit of people, but you know, we got the good vibes. We got the good sky. The sun is going down. It was warm earlier, but it's starting to get cool. And so, yeah, so what I want to talk with y'all about today, is some of the services that I have going on the website. Okay. Clearly, I am promoting the ocean experience. All right. Where I'm bringing to you all the best in inspirational, motivational, metaphysical, spiritual, and I think I said metaphysical and just overall good well being, you know, and implementing how you can take where you are in your life and put yourself on your highest timeline from where you are. Okay, that's kind of the premise of what the ocean experience is all about, what it is that I'm here to create, and what it is that I aspire for you to experience when you watch this channel. Okay, so that's what the first page is about. The second page on the website is about my work that I'm doing with Expedia. Okay, I'm doing some amazing things with Expedia where I am putting together an opportunity of a lifetime for you to travel abroad or anywhere between abroad or in your hometown or to a neighboring town. It doesn't necessarily have to be abroad, but it's an opportunity for you to travel. It's an opportunity for you to get on a plane. It's an opportunity for you to get in a hotel or a resort. It's an opportunity for you to get into a rental car, activity packages, and also cruises. Okay. And It's just a fine opportunity for you to break out of your normal paradigm and shift your perspective. All right. And I'm just super happy to be able to provide that for you. Okay. So, what it entails is if you book anything within a 5 to 7 day radius, okay, with my affiliate link through Expedia, you can get anywhere between up to 185 to $200 off of your total booking package. All right. Fire stuff. Definitely click the links in my description for now. But what I'm saying is I'm going to be implementing everything, and I'm going to be making everything into a hub. Okay. I'm going to be bringing everything into a one-stop shop, which is my new website that I have going on. Okay. And that is going to be the space where you can find all of my services right there. And also, y'all haven't heard anything as of yet, but you haven't heard anything as yet. But what I am also adding in is I haven't heard anything too much about the 21 powerful self-healing affirmations book that I did put out. Okay, I did put a book out a few years ago, and I'm bringing it back. Okay, exclusive for ebook download. All right, and that will be on the site as well. If you're interested, the link is shoppable, clickable, and it is ready if you want to put an order in so that you can pretty much this book here, 21 Powerful Self-Healing Affirmations. It's a book with 21 different affirmations that you can say throughout your day to really set you on your highest timeline. As I said earlier, it sets you on your highest timeline, and it helps to program your mind so that you can look at yourself and continue to look at yourself in your your highest possible timeline, and set your intentions so that you can really unlearn a lot of the things that you may have learned and reprogram your mind to optimize your internal greatness, untapped potential, all that good stuff. Okay. 21 powerful self-healing affirmations, amazing things going on right now. And it is a great book. Okay. I also had it on Amazon.com for a little while, but I'm actually gonna push that one on my website, okay, because that is a direct to consumer. I definitely want y'all to really tap in with this. And I want y'all to look in the mirror when you say these affirmations, and I want you to look at the person that it matters to the most, which is yourself, okay? 21 powerful self-healing affirmations, amazing stuff, okay? And also, I'm going to be adding some other things too as well, things that have to do with my merchandise, okay? Because I do have some merchandise that I want to put out. Actually, I have everything going already, but I just want to, as I said earlier, I just want to integrate everything. I just want everything to be in one spot. I don't want y'all to have to click 100 different links to go in 100 different directions. You know, I truly understand that your time is very precious and valuable. So I don't want y'all skipping around. You know, I want y'all to be able to just kind of find your interest in some of the things that am presenting, and I want y'all to be able to just tap in. You know, so the website is live. I'm still building it, but I still want y'all to know that it's live. Okay, it is in my community page, and there's so much that you can gain from it. And actually, I'm going to be actually adding on as well. Okay, so yeah, I'm out here and I'm just promoting. I'm actually promoting the website just to let y'all know that, as I said earlier, because I know I have a lot of different links. I want to really just take everything and culminate it and bring it all into one spot so that you all can just see all of everything that I have to offer. Okay. Also, too, I'm gonna definitely be putting some one-on-one coaching sessions on there. I already have everything set up. Like I said, everything is already set up. I just have to add it on. All right. And that's gonna be in there within either maybe tonight or tomorrow. Just for people that want to get a one-on-one, or you wanna maybe just need some counseling, or maybe just need some uh insight, clarity, whatever's easier, whatever's easier for you, we can definitely work it out. And also too, as I was saying, I definitely want to get y'all in touch with some of the merchandise that I have going on, because I have a lot of fire merchandise, and it's not all beach related, even though this is the ocean experience. All right. I definitely just have like just some overall fire stuff, man. Custom sneakers, custom t-shirts, swimming trunks, towels, all kind of stuff. And then also too, hoodies, because even though it is summer is fastly approaching, there are still some cool nights. All right. So I want y'all to still be prepared early, so that y'all can, just have something to have cozy, just in case if it get windy outside, or if it rains a little bit. I could just put the hood on like this. Fire stuff, man. I actually just got finished putting out a capsule on my I have a printful page I'm gonna be integrating. And I've been doing some NBA finals merchandise, like some fitted hats and some snapback hats and some t-shirts based on the Knicks. I'm actually gonna be creating some stuff for the Spurs as well. But right now I have the Knicks, all the colors, the orange, the black, the royal blue, the white. I got the snapback hats, I got the t-shirts. Crazy stuff, man. It's firework. And this is an opportunity for me to kind of show y'all where my skills are at, as far as like the digital art and the merchandise, and just kind of get y'all in the loop with all of that, because there's so much other things that I do other than the ocean experience. All right. And I just want y'all to kind of get to know me on all these other different levels as well. Where, you know, my dream and goal is to just kind of bring everything together, and, just have you all experience it. So also too, like I said earlier, I have other things on there. Like I have other merchandise. It's not super niche down when it comes to my merchandise. Like I don't have just beach shorts, just towels. I don't have like stuff like that. Like I'm actually like branching out and trying some other things, because even though I'm at the beach a lot, not everyone comes to the beach. And people just want to be fly, man. They just want to wear some fire artwork on the t-shirts, or like, like some shorts, or like, I don't know if y'all into socks and all that type of stuff, but I can definitely do socks, or, you know, um, bomber jackets. But I got a lot of stuff going on over there. But yeah, that's gonna be on the website as well. And also too, I'm kind of on the fence, but I might offer my illustration services up as well. All right, because as you all know, I have been a professional digital artist and professional illustrator for 12 years now. Okay, I have a lot of artwork. I have a lot of books on. I have a lot of books on Amazon.com. Okay, my page is very, it's very sturdy over there. It's very sturdy over there. There's a lot of stuff over there. I'm definitely busy over there. So I have a lot of books. I have a lot of sketchbooks. I have a lot of actual books that I have illustrated and written, and, just throughout the years, and, for all my people that know, y'all know already. If you haven't known as of yet, that's kind of like how I got my start before I even came out here doing the ocean experiences. I I still am, but in the beginning, I was a full-time illustrator, self-taught illustrator, self-taught digital artist. Okay. And, I've been drawing since I was 3 years old. So, you know, that's just one of those things that, I'm never gonna lose that. I'm always gonna have, my hand is always gonna be guided with that. So if you're into comic book style art, if you're into like Calvin and Hobbes, um, Curtis, like all those different comics from back in the day, I'm trying to think of who else. Garfield, like all these different comics they used to have on the Sunday paper. That's the kind of style that I bring. And also, as you all know, because I said digital artist, the I'm also good with the Photoshop. I'm also fired with the Photoshop, self-taught. All of this stuff is self-taught. Good with the Photoshop. I'm good work. I'm good money with the Photoshop, the digital art. Um, whatever it is, man. I'm whatever my hand touches. I'm like King Midas. So I'm just right now. I'm just trying to bring everything together. And this is kind of the premise of this video right here. Is to just kind of let everybody know that I do have other things going on. And oh yeah, that's what I wanted to let y'all know too. I For my people who love my playlist, okay, I definitely have a meditation playlist, all right, where I actually have two meditation playlists, excuse me. I have two meditation playlists. One, I created all the music myself, and the other one is stuff that I listen to that other people created. All right. And, you know, definitely feel free, definitely feel free to play any one of those. All right. If you need to unwind, if you need to just relax, I definitely have a nice little meditation playlist. I don't know, it might be like 8 or 10 songs on there right now, but I haven't created anything in a while. But I listen to all my stuff all the time, and I just want to let y'all know because I haven't really been putting it out there on the community feed as of late. But I used to post it like once a week, and it's definitely gained a lot of traction anyway, even though I don't post it. But yeah, definitely check that out. What else do I have going on? What else? Because I always, like I get on here and I always let y'all know what y'all can look out for. But I never really get to share what I have going on. So I'm just kind of on here rambling, just letting y'all know what I have going on. Um, oh man, still taking commissions. That's something that I want to put on there too because I'm definitely still taking commissions. I actually just got done with a commission a few weeks ago. Um, you know, a return customer came through and they wanted something done. And for anybody who's ever worked with me before, they already know my turnaround time is crazy. Something, it might look like it'll take like 2 weeks. I'll be done in like 3 days. And of course, I always connect with the customer just so that they can walk me through so that I don't go super far. I always let them know, this is where we are so that I can ask them, hey, where do we go from here? Should I go forward? Do you want to change anything? So, I'm super great with the communication. I'm super great with the turnaround time as far as like when I start a project versus when I finish. All right. For those of you all who are interested in my local services or my digital art services, I'm definitely be pay. I know it's a little loud out here. Definitely be PayPal ready. PayPal ready if you're inquiring. Definitely serious inquiries only. Okay. If you have a PayPal, I'm kind of on the fence with Cash App, but if you want to do Cash App, that's cool. But if you're super serious with with needing something done for your business or your brand, I definitely want to work with you. Got to be some fun stuff though. I don't just take any, I don't just take any project. But the beautiful thing about it though is if it's something that I know that somebody else is better at, I'll definitely point you in their direction. Because I don't like to gatekeep. I like to because I have my own particular style, but at the same time, if you definitely need something done, I definitely have a lot of friends that create art that can definitely make it happen for you. But yeah, definitely got to be PayPal ready. I do take deposits. I do take deposits. Or if you're a returning customer, I definitely like to make sure that the work is quality before you pay. But that's like you gotta be a return customer for that. Can't just get that on the off the top because uh Hey, policy. It's the policy right there. You know. Um, so yeah, if you're super interested, I mean, you gotta be super motivated to work with me, man. And then if you really like, if it gotta be like done by me, by you, and you absolutely need me to do it, I'll definitely send my PayPal link, and then you could put a deposit down, and then um toward the completion of it, we'll connect. I'll let you know where I'm at. You let me know if you like it, and then I'll send it to your email. We could finish up the back end of everything as far as like the payment and all that stuff. But yeah, that's something that I'm definitely thinking about putting on the website as well. Actually, I don't even know. I mean, maybe it'll pick up, but it's doing really good without me putting on the website. But who knows? I mean, it could be something that it might change some things, because the most important thing that I love about doing logos is I love helping people with their brand ideas and their packaging, and just seeing people have an idea for their business and it come to life. These are confirmations, and it comes to life for them, and I know that I was able to help them do something that they were going to do anyway. That is such a beautiful thing for me, because that's what kind of motivates me. It's not really necessarily about the financial gain or getting a bag or all this type of stuff. It's about building that trust. It's about building that trust, and it's about building um a strong respect with the customer, and just really letting them take control of what they see their project looking like. And just me as the artist taking a back seat, being super transparent, and just creating the idea based on what the person that's paying for it wants. All right. Because that to me is more important than, you know, just like, like let's get money and all that type of stuff, because that's the fastest way to not get anything. So I'm more comfortable with, even if I could just have a consultation with you. And then even if we don't spend money, even if I was able to help that, I feel better that way than as opposed to like getting money. But, you know, that's my rate. Of course, you gotta inquire within, because I have to know the scale of the artwork in order to know what I'm going to charge. All right. And I also have to know what the budget is, what your budget is, in order for me to know what to charge, because I want to respect your budget as well. So if you're interested, you got to be super interested. You got to be super highly interested. And if you are, let's connect. All my contact information is in the bio, is in the description. And really the fastest and easiest way to get in touch with me is on Instagram right now, because that's kind of where I'm at, as far as like my artwork. But um, oh, and yeah, because I did create an art page for YouTube, but let's be honest, for those of y'all who subscribe to it, I have not posted anything over there yet, and it's been up for like maybe 2 months. And I think it's very hard for me to, and I'm not complaining. I'm just being super transparent. To go back and forth between two pages, it's kind of like, you know, it's easier for me to just do the work, as opposed to just, posting over there and then posting over here. So I feel, maybe, who knows, maybe, in a little while, that within the next couple of months, I might start posting over there. But I'm just happy I got it started. But yeah, what else? There's some other things that I want to speak on too. Hold on. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Hold on. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sun going down. Man, I feel like posting a picture that I had took earlier. I saw a y'all gonna laugh at me when I say this. I saw a pirate ship out there, right? And I'm like, nah, like I couldn't believe it, because I'm taking a picture of it, right? And some of the people that was sitting on the ocean with me, sitting at the beach with me, was taking pictures of it too. And I'm like, man, I know people gonna laugh at me if I say I saw a pirate ship, because it's like, sir, like what what time are you in? Are you in the 2026s, or are you on the back in the day 26s? And it's just funny to me because I'm like, I couldn't believe I seen it in the ocean and it was just out there. And it had like the sail, it had all the sails and all that type of stuff. And I'm looking around, I'm like, damn, I don't see no, excuse my language. I'm like, I don't see no movie cameras or nothing. I don't see it's not like a movie or it's not a stage prop. It's really in the ocean and it looked huge. It looked like as big as one of those oil rigs. Right? Because if you look, you'll see some lights out there. See? I see I got some, something going on right there, you know, something going on right here. And you got something going on right there. You got something going on right there. It's a lot of motion going on out there. But I just thought it was funny, man. I thought it was hilarious because I've never seen, I've seen stuff on cable back when I used to watch TV on the internet, and of course there's people that still build pirate ships and stuff like that, whether it's for Hollywood or but I've never seen anything actually in the ocean. And it was like crazy. Anyways, moving on. So yeah, I just wanted to hop on with the live, keep y'all informed about State of the Union with the ocean experience. Just want to let you know that we building, growing, it's going up, you know. I mean that song back in the day, it's going up on a Tuesday. You know what I mean? So, anyways, I just want y'all to know that it's going up on a Tuesday. Had an amazing time editing the video. It's probably uploaded by now. If not, I'm gonna check it. But I just got finished uploading something real quick to the feed. And I'm very grateful for all the current subscribers. Okay. I've been seeing them, I've been seeing the numbers jumping up. And I'm really excited about the journey. I'm really excited that, when I film, just knowing that when I film, I don't feel nervous. I don't feel like I feel super comfortable with y'all, and I feel like I could be myself with y'all, and I feel like I'm being received and accepted. And it's all good because I receive and accept myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's just added confirmation. That whenever I post, there's always new subscribers, there's always new comments, there's always just people coming through and showing love, man. So I'm just super happy about all of that, and I feel very grateful for that because as I always say in my videos, I remember when it was just me. And I remember when it was just me and I was scared too. And I was like, ah man, I was like, man, I don't know if they're gonna like my stuff. And I didn't know what I was gonna say. I had no idea that the channel was gonna even be like how it is right now. But it's such a beautiful thing that's evolving and happening here on the channel. And I'm very happy to be a part of it, not just, of course, I make the videos and stuff, but how I look at it, it's a community. It's like it's not just my channel. It's all of our channel. It's like it's for all of us. And we are um, based on depending on what I speak about or depending on where you are on your journey. Some of my videos help. Some of my videos help other people. A lot of my videos help a lot of people, and y'all know occasionally I always switch up the content. Sometimes I post some stuff. Like I just posted some stuff about my daughter graduated the other day, my youngest one. I just posted some content about that. And that's just like me getting out of the box, and I had fun. I had a lot of fun being there. I got a lot of kisses. She was very happy to see me there while she graduated and got her papers and everything like that. And we went and had some amazing food after that. That's kids love food. I love food too. We ate. I was picking out, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was fun. It was fun. The family, everybody was doing their one thing that we all came to do. And then also too, I'm glad to see that y'all been really loving the content that I did with the promotional video that I did for Bohemian Chic. That's my metaphysical shop that I go to get all my crystals. And that's just one of those places where that's one of those places where that was a video that that was not a sponsored video. That was just a video that I did from the heart. That was a video that I wanted to do. I've been wanting to do that video for a long time. But at the same time, I always want to respect the space in there. Like I always wanted to respect, uh, because just because there's always like so many people in there, and it's always like packed. And I truly understand that not everybody wants to be on camera, so I always try to be mindful in that aspect and try to give everybody their grace and their space. But luckily that particular day that I went in there, it wasn't really that many people because I went early. Had I would have went an hour or two later, it would have been packed in there because as I was starting to leave, people start piling in there and it was starting to be like lit. So, I just love the people over there at Bohemian Chic. That's like my second home over there. I love them so much, man. I'll do anything for them, man. They really helped me, man, because I remember when I first started going in there, man, I was just like in a like a crossroads, like I was in a space where I was doing a lot of healing and it was a lot of uncertainty, and they really showed me how it felt to be able to stand in love that you can create and stand in it and be loved and appreciated and just be able to just be, as opposed to thinking that something had to happen because of it. You know, it was more of like just be authentic, be yourself, come as you are, no pressure. They encourage you to slow down. Like sometimes I just go in there and I'll be in there for like 2 or 3 hours and I just be in there just walking around, just charging up. And they love it. They see me over there. They be like, if you need anything. But for the most part, they just let me do my thing. And I really appreciate just all of the love that they poured into me, man, and just, the rebuilding stage. And, and I came in to the rebuilding stage at a point in my life where I didn't feel like I needed to rebuild anything. Like I came in there confident. I came in there confident. I came in there strong, and then also I also felt like I knew that there was so much more to experience, right? And it was like they met me where I was at, man. They met me where I was at. If I needed anything, if I needed any guidance or anything, they didn't, they let me ask. They didn't ask me. They just let me ask. It was very smooth in there, very calm. You know, I just love them over there at Bohemian Chic. So that's why when y'all see me create that video for them promoting the website, and I was in the crystal shop, um, that was from the heart. That wasn't a paid promotion. That wasn't somebody paying me to create that. Like I wanted to do that, and I don't care if I ever get paid for that, because that was something I wanted to do. I'm always there. Y'all see what's going on. I be having all kind of stuff. Well, this is something that I made, but y'all already know how I stay. I stay with you know, and it's funny because I'm being called to talk about this right now, but I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna deviate from that, but I'm gonna talk about this real quick. There's a lot of people that, well, yeah, there's a lot of people that when you heal, right? When you heal from certain things and you come out the other side from certain things, a lot of times people want to know, right? They want to know your story. They want to know what inspired that, what inspired that growth, what inspired that change. All right. And I'm just gonna be honest, like a lot of time people are not ready for the answer. All right. But you have to be okay with yourself. All right. And it has nothing to do because and the reason why I'm saying this is it has nothing to do with them. And it's your heart is pure and you're not intentionally setting out to create enemies or create anything. But at the same time, what you are creating is because you're becoming your new version. Now you may have boundaries now. So now you may have boundaries. Now you may have a different a different way of looking at life. Now you may have a different perspective, or you may perceive things on a higher timeline. All right. And it has nothing to do, and this is the beautiful thing, it has nothing to do with other people. All right. Because it is your journey, right? It's your journey to learn yourself. It's your due diligence that you take that time out to learn who you are. And, a lot of times people, they can't really understand. All right. And really, again, it's up to them, right? It's up to them if they want to learn your story and be in gratitude that you shared. Or you could always say, um, when you're ready, maybe you'll understand, and it's not a slight to anybody. It's not like, it's definitely not a slight to anyone. It's just that I learned so much about myself just from um going on a journey where, when I first went into the journey, I didn't feel like I needed to change anything because, I was good. I was making money, had friends, having living life, going out, going on vacation, doing, but it's like at the same time, it's like I knew that there was a deeper version of myself. And I just, and I'm not a fearful person. I just felt like I didn't want to be shallow. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to be like surface level, where all you get is what you see. I wanted that enigma. Like I wanted that whole aspect of me, this where people, they say, what is it about him? But then they can't put their finger on it. So then they have to sit with me and see what I'm talking about or what's in my mind. And I think that's the fun part about this journey is that um it's like a it's like a magnet. It's like if you ever took two magnets and you put them together, sometimes they click, but then if you turn one of the magnets around, they get drawn really close to the other one, but they don't connect. I don't know, maybe if y'all have ever dealt with magnets before like that, but if you ever had two magnets, some of y'all, maybe y'all can attest to this because y'all might have them, y'all might have had the magnets on your refrigerator with all the alphabets. You know what I mean? Like, and one of the alphabet, one day you'll go in for some milk and the letter A will be on the floor or something. And the magnet will still be on the refrigerator. And then next week, the letter Z will be on the floor and the magnet will still be on the refrigerator. So those magnets, when they separate from the letters, they have two sides, a positive and a negative. So if you put the two magnets together, sometimes they connect. But if you turn one of them around, they won't connect. And that's kind of like my relationship with people now. Like people are really drawn to me, but then it's like when they get close, they can't connect because I believe I've done the inner work, and I'd like to believe that it's because I've done the inner work and maybe they've done the inner work too. But there's always that level of you still have to learn the other person. Because I would never want to take away the fact that anyone has not done, has done the inner work because everybody's working on itself all the time. You know, I just like to believe that in this social media age, people have gotten used to watching you from behind a page. They'll watch you and they'll think they know you, and they'll think they know everything about what you're going to do next. And they think that they know your whole algorithm. But what really has to happen is people have to really be able to sit with you and and build with you, and people nowadays are not really willing to sit and build. And I think that's where a lot of the disconnect is coming from. And that's where like now people are starting to I've seen where people are starting to like buy analog phones again because they just don't want to deal with like the the unattachment of being around people and not being able to connect with them. And I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like in the past I was able to connect with people a lot because I was just being surface level. Like, hey, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. But now I feel like if I sit and talk with people, this is just me ranting. I feel like if I sit and talk with people, I can feel the guardedness. It's like, oh, I don't want to tell him everything, or I don't want to. But it's like this is what. this is what we're all here for. We're all here. It was not just one person born on the whole world, right? So I love connecting with people. I love talking with people, and I'm not even worried about the vibe because I create my own vibe. I'm not worried about vibe. I'd rather them be authentic and I be authentic. We don't have to be the same, for me to show love or to sit with you or build, I'll be chilling, I'll be, how it is. Um, it's just now, it's just with the social media age, and I'm not griping, I'm just being honest. It's kind of trained people to not be connected, and I'm gonna tell you the answer. I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Because just like in the beginning of this video, um, social media is not built for building. Is not social media is not built for creating friends. Social media is built for pushing businesses. Okay, that is the primary source of social media. It is to get your brands and your services in front of the people. All right, and I be feeling like reason why people get burnt out with social media is because there's all these businesses being thrown at you, and there's all this information being thrown at you, and then there's all these people that they act like they like you or they like what you got going on, and then next thing you know, they don't like nothing, and the next thing you know, they like it again, and then and it's just a lot of like, you have like the block culture, and you have, it's just a lot of like little um like matrices. It's like a lot. It's like a matrix. It's like stuff that is it's created now where people don't have to think about what's going to happen. It's just, oh, this is what this is, and it's just like a lot of autopilot going on, a lot of autopilotness. And so I, you know, wow, I went deep. Hit that like button if y'all. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, how I feel is, um, I just like to, I like to get that part of my journey because it was a time in my life. That was a time, and I'm talking about like 3 years ago, back when I started going to, before I started going to Bohemian Sheep, and to get crystals and metaphysics and stuff. Um, I came in there and I was cool. I was like a cool person. I was one of those people, always custom outfits. I always wore all my own art on me, custom hats, different, different Air Force Ones, different Timberlands, um, shell toe Adidas, super white joints. I was like, I was on that kind of wave. And when I evolved and I ascended to the next version of myself, a lot of my friends and my peers and my people that knew me, they did, the ones that I came in the game with, they didn't understand, I believe. They didn't understand the change. And I think that when you change or when you evolve and you become better, you look at it like you're becoming better. But people that see you change, they don't understand the change. And maybe they're not sure that, maybe they're not certain if they should ask you if you change for the better or whatever. Because in their mind, they see that you change. They don't see that it's for the better. And I just felt like all of the superficial stuff, to me, it didn't create who I was. It just was a shell. Riding in nice vehicles and going places, you know, it was cool, but it's like, who am I? And so that's why I created the Ocean Experience. It was like, all right, let's get back to me being me. Who am I before all of this stuff? Who was I before all of the whatever society wanted me to be like, you know? And what can I bring to the table? What can I share with you to make you better? Because you're gonna be better regardless, whether I share anything with you or not. You're gonna always continue to do what you gotta do to be at your greatest. Um, Pardon so I know it's a little dim over here. I'm not by the lit area no more. I'm down here by, Sunrise. Hold on, let me go back this way. I'm down by Sunrise Boulevard. Shout out to downtown Fort Lauderdale. I'm gonna go back where the lights is at. So, I came to a point where I'm like, all right, well, who was I? Who am I before all of whatever society told me that I should be like? And it's funny because once I stopped doing what people expected, right? And I didn't. It was so subconscious. It wasn't like I was consciously like rebelling against what people expected. But it's like once I stopped wearing all those like flashy outfits, like the Versace and all this type of stuff. Once I stopped wearing all that stuff, and I just started like just wearing like basic, like Fruit of the Loom tees and just blue jeans and stuff. It's like you can see people are kind of like, what's he about? Like, what's going on? And then it's like it kind of forces people to want to know. And then it's like when I get in conversations, they're like, wow, like, oh, you deep, and but it's not about how people perceive me. It's about my journey. And I feel like within the social media culture, it's about because I was just talking earlier about, people watching and, in my day, they used to call it lurking. But just people just watching you in the middle of the night, just looking at what you got going on. And, you know, I feel like um it doesn't give people the opportunity, the social media doesn't give people the opportunity to really get to know you on a personable level. And like I said earlier, it's because social media is really designed for people to create businesses and thrive and really just touch the edges of the earth with what it is they can create and really, get their stuff produced, even if they doing it themselves. You know, I know I have friends right now on social media killing it. And they started their business with, oh, I quit my job or I got fired or, whatever, and that's a touchy subject. I don't really want to super deep dive into all of that type of stuff. So, I apologize if I triggered y'all. But, you know, a lot of the growth on social media for people that are creating businesses are because they had no choice but to push this thing, and some of the best relationships, some of the best friendships that I've ever had on social media were with people that I can have conversations with, and they don't post anything personal. It's always, you know, this is what I'm selling today. This is what I'm pushing today. This is what, next week is I'm dropping this. And I just find it so inspiring because it's like, yo, it's like you're separating your personal life from the business. And with me, I created this channel. I'm kind of like in the middle. That's why I love the Ocean Experience because this channel, even though it looks like it's about the glasses and the chains and all this type of stuff, it's more about helping people be their greatest version. It's all about pushing people to see the good in themselves that they know they're good, but maybe they just need the confirmation. It's all about motivation for people so that they can really push forward past the fight or flight so that they can get into that space where, you know, maybe they want to create a thriving business or maybe they just want to invest. There's a lot of people that are master investors, like whether it's investing in their business or investing in the actual stock market. Now, mind you, I'm not a guru with the stock market and all that type of stuff, but I do have definitely been watching some of the stuff pertaining stock culture, and I love what I see. I like the idea that you could take money and put it into something, and it brings back dividends. Now, mind you, I'm not just talking about the stock market. I'm talking about you could be putting. Let's say you're a photographer, and you say, "Yo, if I just had $1,000, I could buy a new Canon or a new camera, or I could buy something I could shoot videos with, but I could really take pictures." And really, it's all about the person recognizing that it's not about it's not about having $1,000. Maybe it's about building 1,000 friendships where people wouldn't mind spending $1 with you because you're a friend, you know. And the whole premise of this video is not about to talk about the slander the social media culture because really it's not even social media anymore. If you look at it, it's attention media. You know, I've heard Gary Vanderchuk talk about this a lot. Now, Gary V, go check out his content. And he talks about, excuse me, pardon myself. He talks about how it's not even about posting 10 pictures no more. It's about how long can you gain garner, how long can you garner attention? Can you keep people's attention as long as it takes to post 10 pictures? You know, can you really gather their attention and keep them there so that, you know, is what you're talking about worth their attention, right? And I love that social media is changing. Like I think it's the best thing that has ever been created right now because it's not what I came into social media doing 10, 12 years ago. Like I said, 12 years ago, I started my journey with illustration. And when I first started, they didn't even have tablets. It wasn't, what was a tablet? You know, it was like, I used to be stressed out at my job, thinking like that, you know, dag, I can't even, you know, I want to illustrate and I want to illustrate books and I want to do like what they're doing with Calvin and Hobbes. And I remember sitting on a curb outside my job, just stressed out, like, man, I really just want to draw, right? And then social media came and tablets came, and I said, oh, I started putting two and two together. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna draw and post it and put it up online. And it started picking up, it started kicking up a lot of topsoil, and now you know picking up speed. And then it's like, then people started hitting me up like, hey man, I got a business. I want to create something. Maybe you can help me out. What's your price? And and then it was like back then Instagram, because I was on Instagram back then. Instagram and Twitter, they didn't even have it where you can automate everything. You had to repost. You had to literally copy and paste everything. It would there was no I'm gonna post on Instagram and then it's gonna end up on Facebook and then it's gonna end up on Twitter and then it's gonna end up on um wherever, you know, you know, TikTok and this and that. It was no automation back then. You had to literally sit online and repost that one 12 pictures, that one 10 or 12 pictures like 8 times in order for people to just maybe watch it for like 2 minutes and then they keep scrolling. And it's like now you can really just, if you have the ability to gain people's attention, then you're in there. You know, you're really um doing big things because, and that's why I love the pocket that I'm in right now with the Ocean Experience, because here I am on YouTube and I already know some of my videos I'm gonna get 1 view. Some of my videos I'm gonna get 20 views. Some of my videos I'm gonna get 100 views. And it's all about attention. All right. And you know, even though I'm only as good as my last video, I gotta stay consistent. And even if I have a really great video, like there was one long form video, it had like 120 120 people watched it in like a day and a half. And it was like, I was like, well, let me hurry up and post something else while they're watching this so that they can have something else to watch. You know, it wasn't like, oh, I made it. I made it. I could chill now. Or I put that one video out and now 100 people seen it. Da da da. I can sit back. I was like, nah, I'm getting on. I'm getting on top of it. I'm getting ahead of the curve, and I'm gonna post like 3 videos. I'm gonna post like 4 videos, and because I get it. It's like it's not social media anymore. It's not photographs that people can discuss over a cup of coffee anymore. It's like now you need to have people's attention because you know, I've been looked at 20 different profiles in like 30 seconds. You know, if you want me to keep it real with y'all, I'll look at 20 to 30 profiles in 30 seconds. And It's all about if they talking about something corny, I'm out of there. If they talking about something I can't relate with, before I think I'm a judge and say it's corny or anything or whatever unrelatable, I'm out of there. Because I'm not even a judgmental type of person. I'm just like, it's all about what I can keep my attention on. Right. And it has nothing to do with who the people are when you make it, when you make social media about business, you're separating it from your personal life. And one thing I learned is, I don't mind sharing my personal life on here or anywhere, but I don't live on here. Like I don't live my life on here. You know, I I post, you'd be surprised how many times I got on here and I was having a terrible day and I just showed up anyway. I was having a terrible day. The worst thing ever happened. And then the worst thing ever after that happened. There was times where, I was like, man, I don't even know how I'm even out here posting. But I'm like, man, I'm just out here because, you know, I'm posting because I know that even though I'm very personal with y'all and stuff like that, I still don't live online. I get it's a business, you know. And but at the same, but my job, my primary focus is not about me. It's about motivating y'all to really be at your best and really do your best. And that's what I signed up for, you know. So and it's like, yeah, I could get on here, I could talk about my life and, I could talk about my kids. I could talk about, my finances and I could talk about my love life. But it might be interesting. It might not be, and I don't want to chance that, because I've seen how that type of content, and then people, let's just be honest, people crash out, especially you talk about your personal people crashing out because of that type of stuff. So I get it. I had to find